nothing could go wrong.
Oh, sorry, Hitch. I was actually trying to open the door for you.
Typically, they have to do something to activate their Earth Pony magic, such as stomping or tapping their hooves, as evident throughout this entire episode. So was she trying to activate her magic to make the vines open the door? Which is a little bit more animated than anything else that we see throughout the entire show. Otherwise, I'm not really sure how she accidentally activated her magic to barricade his door with vines. And how far away was she trying to open the door? Typically, I don't do this unless someone's only like a few feet away. Otherwise, they have to do that awkward run-walk cycle so that they don't feel like they're an asshole for making you hold open the door for too long, even though it's a gesture that you did unprompted and probably unwanted.
Good morning, Hitch!
Great job, Seashell.
I think it would be fine for him to be concerned with kids dangling high off the ground. In fact, he seems to be doing his job here.
So we can use all the magic we want then? No rules? No holding back?
You were holding back? Of course.
Hitch said use all the magic you want. Don't hold back, everybody!
The town folks listen to the kids.
Berry attack! This is not a drill!
I hope it's not a drill. I don't know why you would dedicate time, effort, and tax dollars to a giant berry drill. Before there were 5 berries with 2 directly behind one another, but in the wide shot we can see the one that should have fallen off is back on the stem.
Yep, just another beautiful day in Maritime Bay.
The berry could crash into buildings without bursting, but when it lands on Hitch's head, it harmlessly explodes instead of crushing his skull.
Yep, just another beautiful day in Maritime Bay.
Wait, what? What happened to the rest of the berry? This thing was ginormous, and this is all the remnants that were left. And apparently the skin of the berry also just disintegrated, I guess.
Laugh all you want, Sonny, but fruit juice funk can stay in your mane for weeks.
Well, it's a good thing that literally none of it is in your mane.
This plant-powered magic is something special. Growing stuff at the stomp of a hoof? Incredible.
The vines have actually grown since the last scene, with now a straight pole going up between the square and the other squiggly one, which I'm guessing is an animation error, not something that's supposed to be properties of their magic, because we never see the vines grow post-magical manipulation.
I swear, I don't know what happened.
And now the plant's missing the correct fruit that it should have been missing all along. I actually would have not given them sins if they actually kept it consistent.
But if our magic can produce produce this perfect, there might be no limit to what we can do.
Like, feed the world? I feel like we're glossing over the fact you could end world hunger with this magical power.
We can't cut off a whole planet of possibilities.
More like a cosmos of calamities.
But how are the Earth ponies gonna grow and learn to grow with restrictions?
Yes, who has ever learned anything with any form of restriction or safety?
I'll think about it, but the safety of ponies in Maritime Bay is my top priority.
Oddly sexual.
Creating an inventory of all magic types, limiting magic to the magic hour of dusk, a card that's bit in half. Hey!
That's only a corner, like a tiny piece of the corner. It's not even close to being in half.
Oh, I can't be mad at you, Mr. Sparkleroni. You're just too cute.
Great parenting, not disciplining the child because they're too cute.
After surveying the recent magical changes in Maritime Bay and the messy ways they've disrupted our daily lives, I have decided there will be no use of Earth Pony magic.
This law would inherently be discrimination, considering the fact that, you know, it's literally focusing on the aspect of immutable characteristics. Not only that, I don't think sheriffs can make laws. Pretty sure that's illegal in of itself.
Whoa, guess that's a guess. I am great at this. Woohoo! Play me. Well,
That note is full and no way contains only 2 words.
woohoo! Play me. Well, I have never said no to a talking TV before. Sure.
If you're
It wasn't by the TV, it was just a note. TV also instantly starts on the video that she needs. And when did he make the video? Since Izzy is the first person he's ever asked the dragon sit. And why didn't he have her watch this beforehand instead of having her magically stumble on it by going to the incorrect food drawer that has the note there?
he is prone to grunting, grubbing, grabbing things that aren't his, running, racing, wilding out around the office until you've exhausted all reasons for why he could be running in the first place. And by that time, he's already resting in a dragon nap.
Who made the animations?
To your left.
Food list. That sounds like a good start. Now, where's that cabinet?
Be careful not to cross out.
Wow, I sure am glad that the tape left a long enough pause for Izzy to get out her lines, but also kept the background music playing so that we'd have something to listen to while she talked.
Don't let him eat before sleeping. Don't let him sleep before eating.
Wait, the TV was in the cubbyhole with the note? Why would it be there? Why would you put a TV at your foot level in a cabinet? Why would you make such a small TV at that?
Whoa, Dahlia, where'd you go?
Is now the time I mention I'm allergic to gardenias?
Honestly, this is the least destructive one. In fact, the flowers weren't bad either. They're uncontrolled, but not dangerous.
Don't do it again. Huh?
I have a feeling the entire episode was just a writer's thinly veiled bondage fetish.
I thought you said you weren't gonna do anything drastic.
No, I said I would think it over. See? I just need to plan and plot out a perfectly thought out list of precautions all before you ponies can say presto.
Again, he's actually not banning magic, but making precautions to try to help them to do it safely.
I didn't even want to do that.
We'll see.
Magic is out of control again! And I have video proof. In a sec.
Her ultra-wide tablet has turned into a normal-sized phone again.
The built-up Earth Pony magic. I don't think you're supposed to keep it all in.
G4 gave us wing boners. G5 is giving us magical nocturnal emissions. We don't need this many references to penises.
Oh, looks like you got all your energy out and right on time. Izzy has to pop out real quick.
Izzy leaves the baby dragon by themselves because she's a responsible adult and someone that Hitch should have definitely have trusted to watch his child.
Hitch, no.
What am I doing? You're right.
Did the crystal just brainwash him? I mean, he was pretty dead set on doing this. Then the crystal shot out some sort of magic and his mind instantly changed. I feel like we're glossing over the fact that the crystals have some sort of mind-altering properties.
Magic is combining? What filter is that?
It's not a filter. It's...
Twilight.
My Little Pony blatantly rips off Star Wars. I guess we're just retconning all of season 9 and 10 and the comics that are currently ongoing as well, because Twilight doesn't look like this at all.
There are evil forces out there who will want to exploit it. Once a pony tried to steal all the magic in Equestria for herself.
That wasn't once. That was multiple times by multiple different people, both male and female. This was a running thing where a villain would try to steal magic.
If it's another compliment on my hooves, Misty, hooftastic isn't a word, and I refuse to acknowledge it.
Misty has a hoof fetish confirmed.
For forget what I said earlier! Use your magic as much as you can!
But also focus and guide your magic.
All it took for them to control their magic was to tell them to concentrate. So were they all just not concentrating beforehand? Did no one ever tell them that they should concentrate? How dumb are ponies that when handling the new magic that they've never had, they had to be told to concentrate? Really? Really? It just so happens that they got trapped right in the path? And before, it didn't do that much damage when it was hitting Hitch, but now all of a sudden it's super dangerous and life or death.
The tree's right.
Okay, it also planted grass and a brick barrier, like perfectly stone cut as well.
Hey, look, we're a friendship smoothie. The perfect blend.
Okay, at this point, every single one of them doesn't have it in their hair. I have to assume that it's a rendering error or some sort of limitations on whatever they're using to render that they can't put it in their hair. Otherwise, it just doesn't make any sense that it avoids their hair, especially when they bring up about how it's going to mess up their manes.
And there it is.
Whoa, Sparky has magic?
Again, this means that no one noticed all the times that they changed stuff into other things like phones into pizza and ice cream, which just means that these ponies are extremely oblivious.